welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome. Thank you for coming back if you've been here before. So today I just want to talk about the effects of debt. So this is just as an encouragement for us to try our best to stay debt free and also to keep our path in this debt freedom journey. So as you know, I mentioned in one of the videos, so I did lose a friend. So debt has an effect on your relationships with people close to you and those around you, because unfortunately, because everything is so unmanageable, you find yourself having to borrow, especially from friends and family. So it has that effect with the people around you. So it becomes a norm to keep on borrowing. Unfortunately, sometimes we take up debt thinking it will solve a problem, but it does not. It just keeps adding, and the unfortunate part is you keep on borrowing, you keep on trying to mend. So if you've borrowed from someone in the previous month, you find that you need to borrow from someone else to actually sort out that debt, or if you've borrowed from someone else, you have to obviously patch it up with your salary or whatever comes in, and therefore to patch back to what you've taken from your salary, you need to borrow from someone else. So it just has that ripple effect that unfortunately just keeps on going on until at some point you really do something about it, like being on a debt freedom journey. So it just like I said, it constantly leaves you at a back foot because you're constantly having to patch up something else. If you, for example, have so much debt that you can't pay rent, for example, you have to keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing, and you keep increasing the debt ratio that you have. So it has that bad effect. Sometimes you find that you can't afford essentials. So that's the effect of debt. So if you come to a point where debt comes up to so most of what you're earning actually goes towards your debt, you find that you can't afford essentials, even essentials such as food. So you're trying to get by, but it's not easy. You just have to try and get what you can. So you can't really buy in bulk. If you're someone who buys in bulk, if you stockpile, you can't really stockpile. So essentials also become that much harder to get because you're in so much debt as well. So yeah, it just, let's keep on that debt freedom journey. That's all that I'm gonna say, right? So you also find that like I said, not being able to afford essentials, or not being able to buy food enough to be able to ensure that you have breakfast, you have lunch, you have supper. At some point for me, the bad effect was at work. So obviously you have to leave home early in order to get to work and so forth and so forth. So I generally am a person who'd rather eat breakfast when I get to work. So there was a time where bread was my breakfast, bread was my lunch, and then obviously when I get home, at least maybe we've bought some stuff, then there's that possibility of having a proper meal. So yeah, there was a time where, like, it was a long time, people would even ask, oh, you love bread. It's not that I love bread, debt has got a bad effect on me, you know what I'm saying? So that's how bad it can get at times. And then sometimes having to have friends, or you find that at work there's a function, there's someone leaving or whatever, sometimes you just have to make that excuse, no, I cannot come. And it's not because you're being ugly or anything, it's either you don't have the fuel to make an extra trip, number one. Number two, you probably don't have money to be spending on drinks or food or whatever it is that will be taken part in that space. So at times you might have to ask a colleague or a friend if they can cover you, whether they can cover a drink or two, or they can cover you your meal or whatever. So that's another effect of debt as well. So with us, we had our little one was born in January. So winter came, and luckily we had my sister-in-law, sorry, my husband's sister. So she had sent us nice winter clothes for the little one. So that really helped a lot. Also, some of the friends at work had put together a nice basket for me, and it included nice vests in there. So those things really helped us. And then a stroller and a cot was actually gifted to me. So I think there was no way I could afford that at the time. And then in terms of a car seat, so before we had a car seat, we had to travel together at all times, because obviously the child cannot sit on their own at the back. So all the time we had to travel together, until luckily a family friend of ours, so she was able to, so she has twins who had grown up, so she was able to sell a car seat to us for 400 rand. So that really helped. So little things that we feel, I mean, you should be able to get those things. You have a child, you knew this and whatever, but debt has that effect that things that you knew sometimes you cannot get, because you know what, you weigh in over your head. Relationships are affected. So relationships with your family, relationships with people around you, at times it even leaves you in a bad state. You just feel like, you know what, let me stay home, let me not go out, because if I go out, I'll probably see this person, and it's not that you're not communicating. So I'm a person who, if I've borrowed money from someone, I'll always communicate. If it happens that I really cannot pay the amount, I'll actually message the person and say, I'm sorry, right now I cannot pay up the debts, and so forth and so forth. So I'm that kind of person, but still, it doesn't stop the fact that I feel so bad that I owe this person, and if I see the person, it just feels so embarrassing. So debt, guys, like, I hope we are encouraged to really stay out of debt. Also, try our best. If you're already in debt, yes, it might have happened that we're in debt. If we're already in debt, let us keep our debt freedom journey in check. So constantly check on it, constantly keep it on track, and finish paying off things. Then as well, there will be conflict in the home. So if you're married, or even if you stay with with your family or whatever, so if you're married, spender versus a person who's trying to save, there will be a conflict of interest in that regard, because of debt, and because if there was no debt and nothing like that, I think you try to reach a compromise here and there for the spender, reach a compromise for the one who saves, reach a compromise for the one who invests, or he's on a debt freedom journey. So there would be that understanding, but because there is debt, and because it's so much, conflict can arise with finances. Some people say most marriages break because of finances. So it has a really bad effect, and I just hope you're encouraged to either stay out of debt if you're not yet in debt, or at least keep it at a manageable rate, because unfortunately at times you need some sort of debt history, so that you have a record of debt and how you pay and all that, so that you can get things like a house or whatever else that you might need that's of a positive effect in your life. So if you have to get debt, keep it very minimal, pay it as quickly as possible, and then for us who are already over indebted or whatever, let's keep our debt freedom journey on a positive path. Let's check in on it. So check in on your debt freedom journey maybe every week or even monthly. You decide how you check in on it. Keep your budget in check as well. So constantly check your budget, constantly see where you need to make the changes, constantly see where you can add additional income to any debt or liabilities, so that you are able to keep yourself on path. Also, try and check in on your net worth. Try and calculate where your assets sitting, where your liabilities sitting, so that you can constantly keep this path going forward, instead of on a negative for yourself. Because like I say, I'm just encouraging you today to either stay away from debt, or at least keep it at a manageable place, or keep your debt freedom journey going on the straight and narrow. Just keep at it as much as you can, because the effects of debt are worse. Like I said, relationships, friends, your essentials. Will you have enough for your essentials? All those things, it just has a bad effect. Also in your social life as well. You do need that social life, so don't find yourself having to make excuses because you're not planning properly. So I hope you were encouraged today to either stay out of debt, keep it manageable, and I hope that this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell if you want to receive notifications every time a video is uploaded. Ciao for now.